We'll just begin. So imagine in the space in front of you are Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and surrounding you are living beings. And you're taking responsibility to help lead all these living beings around you in this practice. And you think, if I don't change my habits of body, speech, and mind that are unproductive, then I will personally suffer indefinitely. And what's worse, others will suffer either because of direct harm or indirectly because of the delay in my spiritual progress. I won't be able to help them correctly because I'll have delayed my spiritual progress. And these beings have the qualities I want to have by definition. And so because I want to be like them, because they're free of those habits of body, speech, and mind, then they're a source of refuge, somewhere I can go to learn from, to be inspired from. So we develop a certain trust or faith in those figures. And then with that mind, we can do the refuge prayer. And then we develop a sense of regret in actions of body, speech, and mind that have caused ourselves and others harm. So we can think of the actions of today and yesterday and stretching out kind of infinitely backward. If you have mala prayer beads, then you can use them to kind of count, I regret that, I regret that, I regret that, I regret this, I regret this, I regret this. You can think of the 10 non-virtuous actions, which are just a collection of some of the most obvious ways in which we harm ourselves and others. And then there's lots of things not spoken about in the 10 non-virtuous actions that you can also feel some regret for. So with that in mind, then we do the visualization. So imagine above the crown of your head, seated upon a lotus and moon seat, are Vajrasattva, father and mother. Their bodies are white. Each has one face and two arms. He holds a Dorjian bell. She a curved knife and skull cup. They are embracing each other. The father is adorned with 6 mudras, the mother with 5. He sits in the Vajra posture and she in the lotus. Vajrasattva is your guru, the holy mind of all the Buddhas, the Dharmakaya, who out of unbearable compassion embraces you and all other sentient beings and appears in this form to purify yourself and all others. On a moon disk of Vajrasattva's heart stands a hum, encircled by a garland of the 100-syllable mantra. A powerful stream of white nectar flows from the hum and mantra garland, and you are cleansed of all sickness, spirit harm, negative karma, and obscurations. So with that visualization, we'll do the mantra, which will, I think we have that on the screen, or will. Okay. Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA JINOMNAVA SUTO SUPO ANURAKTO SARVA SARVA SHRIYAM KURU BHAGAVAN TATHAGATA MAME Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA SUTO ANURAKTO SHRIYAM KURU SARVA TATHAGATA MAME Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA SUTO ANURAKTO SHRIYAM KURU Bhagavan Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA SUTO ANURAKTO SHRIYAM KURU Bhagavan Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA ANURAKTO SHRIYAM KURU Bhagavan Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA ANURAKTO SHRIYAM KURU Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA ANURAKTO SHRIYAM KURU Bhagavan Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA SUTO ANURAKTO SHRIYAM KURU Bhagavan Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA SHRIYAM KURU Bhagavan SATTVA Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA ANURAKTO SHRIYAM KURU Bhagavan Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA SHRIYAM KURU Bhagavan SATTVA Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Jidamabhava Sudagaya Mabhava Subhagaya Mabhava Anurakto Mabhava Sarasina Mabhava Sarvakama Susame Siddham Shriyan Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatathagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabhava Mazamaya Sava Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Jidamabhava Sudagaya Mabhava Subhagaya Mabhava Anurakto Mabhava Sarvasini Mabhava Sarvakama Susame Siddham Shriyan Guruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sarvatathagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabhava Mazamaya Sava Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Jidamabhava Sudagaya Mabhava Subhagaya Mabhava Anurakto Mabhava Sarvasini Mabhava Sarvakama Susame Siddham Shriyan Guruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sarvatathagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabhava Mazamaya Sava Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Jidamabhava Sudagaya Mabhava Subhagaya Mabhava Anurakta Mabhava Sarvasini Mabhava Sarvakama Susame Siddham Shriyan Guruhum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sarvatathagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabhava Mazamaya Sava Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Jidamabhava Sudagaya Mabhava Subhagaya Mabhava Anurakta Mabhava Sarvasini Mabhava Sarvakama Susame Siddham Shriyan Guruhum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sarvatathagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabhava Mazamaya Sava Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Jidamabhava Sudagaya Mabhava Subhagaya Mabhava Anurakta Mabhava Sarvasini Mabhava Sarvakama Susame Siddham Shriyan Guruhum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sarvatathagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabhava Mazamaya Sava Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Jidamabhava Sudagaya Mabhava Subhagaya Mabhava Anurakta Mabhava Sarvasini Mabhava Sarvakama Susame Siddham Guruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sarvatathagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabhava Mazamaya Sava Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Jidamabhava Sudagaya Mabhava Subhagaya Mabhava Anurakta Mabhava Sarvasini Mabhava Sarvakama Susame Siddham Shriyan Guruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sarvatathagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabhava Mazamaya Sava Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Jidamabhava Sudagaya Mabhava Subhagaya Mabhava Anurakta Mabhava Sarvasini Mabhava Sarvakama Susame Siddham Shriyan Guruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sarvatathagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabhava Mazamaya Sava Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Jidamabhava Sudagaya Mabhava Subhagaya Mabhava Anurakta Mabhava Sarvasini Mabhava Sarvakama Susame Siddham Shriyan Guruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sarvatathagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabhava Mazamaya Sava Om Vajrasattva Om Vajrasattva Om Vajrasattva Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva. From the crown of your head, Guru Vajrasattva says, son or daughter of the race, your negativities, obscurations, and broken and damaged pledges have been completely purified. And then the statement of refraint. Before Guru Vajrasattva, I vow never again to commit those negative actions from which I can easily abstain. Not to commit for a day, an hour, or at least a few seconds those negative actions from which I find it difficult to abstain. Then imagine that Guru Vajrasattva and Mother are completely satisfied with your promise, if you will. And they come to the crown of your head. They descend to the crown of your head to the white Om, the kind of third eye region, filling your body with white light, purifying all the negative karma and obscurations created by the body. And then descends to the throat where there's a red eye, filling your body with red light, purifying negative karma and obscurations created through speech. Then descending to the center of the chest, filling the body with blue light, purifying negative karma and obscurations created with the mind. And then white, red, and blue light, purifying negative karma, obscurations created with body, speech, and mind. It's all simultaneously. Then you imagine Vajrasattva and Mother dissolve into you, and you become inseparable from their holy body, speech, and mind. You imagine arising in an idealized form, in a pure form, clear as crystal. You imagine all beings in the universe arise in a similar way. And then you rest in a state of knowing that, or you imagine that there's no suffering anywhere in the universe. Because all beings have been purified and transformed in this way. And then you think about all the people that helped bring this event together. And then, your efforts coming here, carving some time out of your day, the people that manage the events and the websites, and all the many people involved. So you can rejoice in their positive energy they've created. Rejoice in your own. Then you think the person doing this process of purification and the action of purifying and the results of purification, all that is empty of existing from its own side. It arises upon independence upon causes and conditions. And then we dedicate the merit so that we don't lose it, so we can always draw from it until we've achieved our ultimate goals. So we dedicate to the long lives of all spiritual teachers. May we never be separated from them. May we always receive their teachings. May we always, from our side, see them as Buddhas, or as more important than the Buddhas. May we always work to fulfill their holy wishes in the best way that we can. May we never be separated from the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa. And then many of us have teachers from different schools of Tibetan Buddhism, so Sakya, Kagyu, and Nyingma. So may we never separated from those teachers. May we never separated from the path of renunciation, bodhicitta, the pure view and emptiness in 2 stages of tantric practice. May all those that think about us, remember us, dream of us, speak to us, hear our voices, see our bodies, hear our images, speak our names, touch our bodies, like us, love us, hate us, hurt us, up to the point of killing us. May they never be born in lower realms. May those be qualified Mahayana teachers or friends. May they come Buddhists in that very moment. May we become like holy objects, so that any interaction a being has with us, whether that's peaceful or violent or somewhere in between, may, like a holy object, may that have a positive benefit on them, no matter what. May all the environmental problems of this earth instantly cease, in order that those who practice the Dharma may continue to practice in peace. Those who are about to begin practicing the Dharma may begin in peace, and those who get to hear the Dharma may hear in peace. May all wars, quarreling, fighting, oppressions of different kinds, may they instantly cease by virtue of our practice of our merit. So we can think about, the most the conflict getting the most attention is between Russia and Ukraine, but there's wars and conflicts all over this earth. So you can think about all of them. May the people involved spontaneously have loving minds towards each other and end their conflicts as quickly as possible. And then may all non-human beings and animals, insects, fish, and so forth, and then the other beings posited in Buddhist teachings, may they be free from every kind of suffering, have every kind of happiness, to become Buddhists as quickly as possible. May all the mundane needs of beings be met. May beings have food and shelter and medicine and all the things you need to survive. May they have everything without any obstacle. And if we're ever in a position to help someone acquire some need, then may we not hesitate to do so if it's, reasonable, makes sense. And may all the super mundane needs of beings be met. So if people want to memorize texts or debate or build temples or artwork or become nuns or monks or study or memorize, or all the things we can do to practice and meditate, obviously, then may they have no obstacles to achieving those goals. And if we can assist someone in accomplishing that, may we not hesitate to do so if it makes sense. May all the institutions that support human beings developing, may they have every resource they need, money, time, praise, resources of all kinds. May all institutions that support human beings developing their natural qualities, may they have every resource they need. And then over the course of this practice, many beings have died or begun the process of dying, or found out that they'll die imminently or relatively soon. So if they're able to become well, then may they instantly become well. And if that's not possible, then may they have a smooth transition to the intermediary state and become enlightened there. And if they can't become enlightened there, then maybe they be reborn human. Be qualified Mahayana teachers or friends become Buddhists in that very lifetime. And when we represent, people in our lives, we know people that are sick or dying, or their relationships are falling apart, or they're experiencing physical or mental disease or disorder, or, all the different ways people suffer. May they, we can represent them here. So may they be free from all those pains, and may they be free from every kind of suffering, have every kind of happiness, become Buddhas as quickly as possible by virtue of our merits. And then no matter what happens in our lives, whether we stay Buddhist or not, whether we become Buddhist or not, whatever happens in our lives, at the very least, may always have a kind heart, warm heart, gentle heart. Do our best to alleviate the suffering of others and to bring them some degree of happiness. So at the very least, we can do that. Okay, so I've gone a little bit over. So tonight is my last night doing this for a while. So thank you for being here. And I'm coming back in May, as far as I know. Oops. To lead a Discovering Buddhism course. So you're all welcome to come to that one. It should be module 3. Presenting the path. It's like an overview of Lam or Tibetan Buddhism, maybe. And it's been so nice seeing you all. And after that course, I don't know what happens to me, but we'll see. So I'll get a little break and then I'll come back and then we'll see. So it's nice seeing you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.